Right now at noon, a church in Nevada, Missouri moves forward after a devastating fire.
And we've got an opportunity for a couple of isolated pop-up storms. Otherwise, it is hot and muggy. The latest on your forecast coming up.
Plus, families and students of Quapaw and Commerce, Oklahoma join forces for a back-to-school bash.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin first responders were called to a structure fire in the Easttown neighborhood yesterday evening. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Flames could be seen at the rear of the house, and firefighters were able to quickly bring the flames under control. No one was home when the fire broke out. Firefighters not only battled the fire, but high temperatures as well. 2 firefighters were transported to the area hospital as a precaution due to heat-related symptoms. Well, Nevada Church is moving forward following a devastating fire last week. Roughly 70 firefighters came together to battle the blaze at the First Christian Church, which took nearly 4 hours to bring under control. Officials have determined the building to be a total loss. However, the church's preacher, Tim McMillan, says that one of the main focuses was not letting this tragedy stop the church services.
What we do have is a community and a congregation that loves each other, that's coming together, that's meeting in our fellowship hall that's right here on the church property. It has been changed over to an auditorium, and so we didn't miss a Sunday service. We had service the following day. It was heart-wrenching, and but at the same time, God was honored and praised, even through a tragedy.
The Vernon County Prosecutor's Office has filed felony charges against 58-year-old Keith Kaler in connection to the fire. He is being charged with felony arson and felony burglary. Now here's Chris Warner with a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we had a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms this morning. Still an opportunity as we head through the afternoon, but as we get a little later into the day, that opportunity will begin to fade away, but we'll have additional pop-up storms. We'll talk about all that in just a moment. Quick look outside from MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline from this morning. We had the clouds off in the distance from some of those pop-up showers and storms around the city, and you can also see them from this morning on our camera on top of the Cornell complex in downtown Joplin. Heading over to Kansas, KDOT camera at 69 Kansas Crossing. Sunshine out there, but again, a few isolated showers and storms, and here's what they looked like on the radar earlier this morning. That's still going to be a possibility. We've got just enough heat and humidity out there that some pop-up showers and storms will be hanging out with us, but again, these are going to be relatively isolated, with the majority of us remaining dry. In fact, you can see where some of them, they flare up fairly quickly and then they die very quickly, and again, that's just the nature of pop-up showers and storms. We started yesterday 10 degrees above normal and made it 10 degrees above normal, and just a couple of degrees shy of a record set back in 1983. And speaking of records, Chanute over the weekend set a record warm low of 80 degrees, breaking the record of 78 set back in 2021. Temperatures remaining above normal. Our average high has come down a bit to 89, and we're not going to be near that for a while, nor have we been. We also have heat advisories across the bulk of the area through the late evening hours out there for those heat index values, anywhere from 105 to 108 degrees. Skies will clear out as we go into the overnight, then a few passing clouds here and there, and still warm, low 80s by 11 o'clock. We again have a cold front on the way, and that's going to bring us some much better temperatures and some rain chances. Details on that coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, bikers gathered in Joplin yesterday to support a good cause. The 3rd annual Ride for Autism Awareness started at Cycle Connection and finished at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort in Seneca. After the ride, participants could join a panel discussion about employing a person with special needs. Organizers say the event is about starting conversations, supporting and listening to those with autism. Dozens of local businesses helped sponsor this year's ride. Well, a Cup of Grace Coffee and Panini Shop in Oswego held a twine class hosted by award-winning Choctaw artist Deborah Pruitt. The class uses some traditional Choctaw methods that are centuries old. The featured project for the event was an angel, and the organizer says the class is a way to engage with Native American culture. A collaborative back-to-school bash celebration for both Quapaw and Commerce, Oklahoma was held Saturday at Commerce High School after Quapaw schools sustained storm damage. KOAM's Mitch Adams has that story.
It's just a great event, and it brings our it brings our two communities together, and we're so close. There's no reason for us to be, even though we are probably football rivals, there's no reason for us to be community rivals.
With a new school year swiftly approaching, both Quapaw and Commerce had plans for a back-to-school bash in both respective towns. However, after storms damaged Quapaw schools, the two communities decided to join forces for a collaborative back-to-school celebration. Tammy Holland, the city clerk in Commerce, tells us why the two towns came together for this event.
Quapaw's was supposed to be today, but their facilities are still getting repaired, so we just came together and brought everybody here. Everything is free. We've got water slides, we've got free hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, drinks, snow cones. Everything's free for the kids today. You can even come dunk a cup.
A future 8th grader from Commerce says that it's a positive thing that the two towns are able to celebrate the beginning of a new school year together despite the hardship.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good because we get to have all the fun together instead of having them separated. Because Quapaw can't have it, we bring them to Commerce and now they can have the fun because of the storm damage.
With all of the festivities in play at Commerce High School, the options for fun were endless.
Playing in the bounce houses. The bounce houses.
Basically just hanging out with friends here for the slushies and food.
Having fun.
Just having fun, playing in the water.
The school year is set to ring in for Quapaw on a delayed schedule. Repairs to the school in Quapaw are expected to be finished by that date. Reporting from Commerce, Oklahoma, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Now, the first day of school for Quapaw has been delayed, with the new school year scheduled to start on September 3rd. For more information, you can visit our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, Carthage community members rally behind their choice for fire chief. And later, we're making homemade microwave pickles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, area law enforcement agencies joined together to take part in Saturation Saturday, an annual patrol that targets DWI drivers. Agencies who participated in this year include Joplin Police, Webb City Police, the Jasper and Newton County Sheriff's Departments, as well as the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Now, Saturation Saturday takes place the weekend before Labor Day, with local agencies looking for impaired and careless drivers as well as hazardous traffic violations. Participating departments say their goal is to keep the roadways safe. Well, yesterday, community members in Carthage held a rally supporting Jason Martin as fire chief. The event comes after Carthage firefighters submitted a statement supporting Martin as chief. The Carthage City Council recently tabled choosing a new chief despite the hiring committee unanimously selecting Martin from more than 10 applicants. Well, after much back and forth, an abortion measure will be kept off the ballot in Arkansas. On Thursday, the Arkansas Supreme Court decided in a 4-3 ruling that the measure will not go to voters in November. Emma Allen reports.
We're frustrated, we're angry, we're sad.
Their proposed amendment, which would have expanded abortion access up to 18 weeks of pregnancy in Arkansas, is dead. It would have also allowed for abortions after 18 weeks in the case of rape, incest, fatal fetal anomaly, or to save the life of the mother. Rebecca Bobro, Director of Strategy for Arkansans for Limited Government, the group behind the measure, says today's outcome is disappointing.
We feel very strongly that if this initiative had made it to the ballot in November, it would have won, which would have meant access to health care for Arkansans and a restoration of bodily autonomy for women in the state.
But opponents of the measure see things differently. Attorney General Tim Griffin says, quote, "This is a win for the rule of law in Arkansas and for those who have followed the rules for years to participate in the state's ballot initiative process." An Arkansas Right to Life, a pro-life group, saying in part, quote, "Arkansas has dodged a deadly assault on our women and children with the disqualification of the amendment for the 2024 ballot." Bobro says although the Supreme Court ruled against the measure, their fight to get this abortion amendment on the ballot is not over.
Feeling pretty disappointed and sad that folks most likely are not going to have the opportunity to vote on this in November. And I say most likely because our lawyers are looking to see if there's any legal recourse that we can take at this time.
Bobro says regardless of the issue, Arkansans should be able to make their voices heard by engaging in direct democracy.
If you take abortion out of it, this is still disappointing. This is about 102,000 folks who signed a petition through the direct democracy process, which is a constitutionally guaranteed right in Arkansas, having their voices silenced.
Bobro said if there is no legal action the group can take, they will fight to have this measure on the ballot in 2026. Well, still to come on KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
We're going to show you how to make homemade pickles in just minutes. Yep, it's possible, and it happens today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, so stick around.
And we've got that chance for some pop-up showers and storms, better storm chances and cooler weather on the horizon. The latest when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we had some clouds out there earlier this morning, and we had some pop-up showers and storms as well. And as we head into the rest of today, an isolated shower or storm will be possible, but those chances gradually fading. So on the future track, we can show you where we've got those skies mostly clearing out. We could still have some clouds here and there, and it's just going to be a straight-up hot day. Look at some of our friends out in the west here. Yates Center, Fredonia, for example, Chanute. Getting really close to 100 degrees. On top of that, we have those heat index values to contend with as well. A few clouds overnight tonight, and then we'll have another opportunity for some isolated pop-up showers and storms on our Tuesday. These, again, will be very isolated in nature. Not everyone will see rain, but at least there will be that opportunity for a stray shower or storm. Then those will, of course, fizzle away as we lose the daytime heating. We head into our Wednesday, and we'll have another similar opportunity for an isolated pop-up shower or storm across the area. And outside of that, though, staying with that heat and humidity across the area. But we'll see slight declines. That should put our heat index values, they'll still be close to 100 degrees, but it'll keep us just below heat advisory criteria. Not the case today. Most of us, heat advisories through the late evening hours, heat index values, again, anywhere from 105 to 108 degrees. So again, some reminders on those extreme heat safety tips. Number one, with the pets, make sure you're doing early morning walks with them. Try and keep them indoors. Outside of that, limit their time outdoors otherwise. And of course, watch out for their paws, the concrete, the pavement. Those things can be extremely hot over the next few days. Keep kids hydrated. Water, Pedialyte pops, schools, outdoor activities, recess. Might want to consider whatever you can move indoors, moving that indoors, at least for today. If you do have to be outside, make sure you're finding shade, drinking plenty of water, and of course, make sure you're checking on the elderly, quite susceptible to this kind of heat. And again, so are the kids. So got to keep everybody safe, got to keep yourself safe. As for the rest of the day, again, an isolated pop-up shower storm possible. Highs today, mid-upper 90s, southwest breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clouds, of course, will begin decreasing a bit as we head later into the evening and overnight hours. We'll go mostly clear tonight. This is our first improvement. Our overnight lows a little cooler, still above normal, but cooler than where we have been as we fall back low mid 70s with the south breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Still looking at the opportunity for an isolated pop-up shower storm on our Tuesday. Again, most of us dry. Highs mid upper 90s again. Heat index values close to 100. So again, we're going to be a little less muggy, but not so much that you're really going to be able to tell the difference, but should keep us just below heat advisory criteria with a southwest breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then comes the good news. A cold front expected Thursday night. So we'll stay in the mid-90s through Thursday. Slightly better storm chances during the day ahead of the front on Thursday. But as it passes through the late evening and overnight hours and into our Friday, those rain chances will increase and our temperatures decrease. Back into the upper 60s Thursday night. Better storm chances. They'll still be scattered, but we got better chances on Friday. Take a look at this, and heading into the weekend, we're talking mid-80s for our highs. Could see another little wave Sunday that'll bring us a few isolated shower chances. However, take a look at what it does. Our low temperatures falling back into the upper 50s and low 60s as we head into the next work week, and it will also knock our temperatures down into the low 80s.
Well, stick around. We're making homemade microwave pickles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is showing us how to make homemade microwave pickles in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you've been to a farmer's market or the grocery store recently, you've probably noticed how reasonable cukes are right now. And for those of you who are growing them in your garden, you know how abundant they can be. So to take advantage of this bounty, Let me show you how to turn them into pickles. As easy as 1, 2, 3. We start by slicing our cukes and onions. If you have a food processor with a slicing blade, this is the easiest way to go. I usually double or triple the recipe since these stay fresh in the fridge for about a week. So if you're making them, you might as well go ahead and make a bunch. Now, we'll put these in a microwave safe bowl along with some sugar, white vinegar, and a bunch of spices, which includes mustard seed, salt, celery seed, and a bit of turmeric for color. We'll give these a good mix and microwave them for a few minutes. Just remember to give them a stir halfway through. Once they're done, cover them and pop them in the fridge for a couple of hours to chill up. The hard part will be deciding what to serve these with, since they go with just about everything. So whether you plan on serving them at your next family barbecue or pairing them up with tonight's dinner, you can't go wrong. To get the recipe for our homemade microwave pickles, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a picklelicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, so again, hot, muggy today. Heat advisories in place. Heat index values 105 to 108 degrees. Isolated pop-up showers or storms possible through Wednesday. Mid-90s to Thursday. Cold front brings better storm chances late Thursday into Friday. Cooler fall-like temperatures. Mid-80s into the weekend. Low 80s next week with overnight lows falling back into the upper 50s and low 60s.
All right, certainly a hot few days ahead of us. Well, coming up tonight at 5, every year Americans throw out nearly 60 million tons of food, and most of it ends up in landfills. However, a growing number of states are repurposing what has already been tossed. Plus, it's the time of year when deer collisions reach their peak on the roadways. We'll have some tips to keep you safe while you're on the go. And a mold problem at the Arma Library leads to the building's structure falling apart. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.